Hello， 大家好，跟着大师学水彩。今天我给大家带来一堂3位大师合作示范的水彩课程，他们分别是赫尔曼·派克、约瑟夫·祖布科维奇和阿尔瓦罗·卡斯塔涅。今天画的是墨尔本弗林德斯车站附近的街景。一开始3个家伙就亢奋起来。赫尔曼先动手。
Look, I believe in not cleaning the palette. This palette has been dirty for 2 years. It's never had a wash. So what I do is I actually clean the palette on my painting.
赫尔曼用一把大的扁刷，从左上角开始做天空。约瑟夫帮他湿润纸面。今天用的纸张是 Arches 的粗纹纸，成卷的，画幅很大。赫尔曼刷了几下就没有颜料了。
I don't have any green left on my palette. Hang on. Work our way across. What we're planning is dark there, light there. Look, doesn't matter.
对于颜料淌下来这件事，约瑟夫很在意，而赫尔曼觉得没关系。从这里可以看出两人在风格上的差异。阿尔瓦罗只是笑。事实上，约瑟夫的风格是细腻的，阿尔瓦罗则是大刀阔斧。而赫尔曼刚好介于两者之间。
Stop dribbling on the painting! Spent hours on this drawing. Look what you've done to it.
中国有句老话叫3个臭皮匠顶个诸葛亮，然而在水彩画上很可能是3个诸葛亮顶不上个臭皮匠哦。3位大师各怀绝技，如何在同一幅画中体现各自的风格，又能保持一幅画的整体协调，确实是一个挑战，也是今天的看点。
We've decided we're just going to have fun. We don't have any idea. We just do it.
真的吗？那我们接着往下看。阿尔瓦罗也加入进来，约瑟夫也加入了，全面进入3人同步打底阶段。听听他们对于这个阶段是怎么说的。
So it's just basically we're using cordial, different coloured cordials, just pale, whatever.
So is that how you describe it to your students?
Cup of
Cordials?
tea, coffee. But it's what's going to permeate through the painting and come out afterwards.
茶和咖啡阶段指的是茶道咖啡法则的前2个阶段。相信大家对于比喻颜料浓度的这个法则都不陌生，不清楚的可以上网查一下。总之，在第一刷，颜色浓度比较稀薄，水分比较多，有利于颜色互相融合。赫尔曼又在用水壶喷水了。那么补水需要多频繁呢？
Generally, when it starts to dry and you're not happy with an area, you never let it dry. You keep spraying until you're happy.
Never say die until it's dry.
但那样反复做不会变脏吗？
Generally, I'll let Joe answer that.
It won't as long as it's got plenty of water on it.
Okay.
It can't. As soon as it dries and goes past a certain point, then yes, you're buggered. It's over.
约瑟夫说的这个点是指湿润状态的临界点，在这个点上，纸张表面看起来还是湿的，但已经变得有粘性，接近半干状态。新加的颜料不再自然扩散，形成硬边，颜色会堆积，失去透明感。通过观察，纸面的光泽从适亮转为哑光，或者用手触摸时感到一点阻力，就说明正在经历这个点。此时要么停止操作，要么进行补水。赫尔曼和阿尔瓦罗开始在左面放入一些鲜亮的颜色，约瑟夫则在右面启动教堂。
Actually, this is probably the first finished bit. This will not be changed, I don't think, unless Herman gets to it. Well, there we go. It's already ruined. No, this is going to be now a finished product.
Yep.
一如既往的，他直接干到了成品。他常常这样一镜到底。事实上，以约瑟夫的细腻风格，在前期会花更多的时间，而赫尔曼和阿尔瓦罗则更快。30分钟过去了，目前纸上还有很多空白，但就算在快速涂抹的时候，他们3人都对留白持十分小心的态度。听听约瑟夫怎么说。
Bits of white paper are crucial.
Yeah.
Crucial. It makes it a watercolour.
Yeah. But it's a privilege to be able to stand here and watch what these gentlemen do without a doubt.
Herman and I have done these before. Alvaro's a newcomer to this game. doing the triple act, I guess.
Well, I think that's what's so special about what we're actually doing now, because it's just, and it may never be done again either. I just can't
More than
imagine
likely
it.
not.
Yeah.
But I was saying to him, just let the painting direct us.
Yeah.
Because he was worried what we're going to say and do and whatever. But the funny thing is, the painting just simply takes over, and then you're fine.
看到这里，我们可以猜到，约瑟夫和赫尔曼曾经尝试过这样的合作，并且我相信约瑟夫起主导作用，但他从未和阿尔瓦罗合作过，彼此不够默契。当阿尔瓦罗说要再刷一遍的时候，约瑟夫说
Your time will come when we do the really dark stuff, right? No worries. Yeah, the painting will take over though. You'll find that the painting will just simply take over. Who did that? Who did that? Oh, mate.
No, that's great. Look at that. That's great. That's great.
No, not too much of it.
Could you do it?
He always does that. Then I have to redo it.
目前为止，约瑟夫主要画了右边部分，明显带有他本人的特征，细腻而含蓄。阿尔瓦罗和赫尔曼画了左边，可以说是温柔版的阿尔瓦罗风格，色彩鲜明，两边都很精彩，但似乎有点各说各话。
Do you want me to do this?
Yeah, you do that. Right. The light goes there.
Let me.
这时，赫尔曼和约瑟夫做了位置的交换，
An iPad there, Herman, to
赫尔曼跑到右边画路灯，
Yeah, well, I used to be computer illiterate until.
Now,
约瑟夫则去左边画建筑。
slides first with terrible little Polaroid photographs.
And it's amazing. We are just acting like by being too intuitive. I feel I got the urge of going strong some way here.
而阿尔瓦罗已经忍不住要做回他的黑暗骑士了。
Okay. This has stopped over here.
like I said, this has never been done before. That looks great.
Look at that.
No, it's a lot of the time it's sort of what you leave out with watercolour, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Totally. Totally.
See, with watercolours, you're always under pressure because with all other mediums, you can take your time, but everything here is a matter of seconds.
1个小时过去了，
Well, look.
听听阿尔瓦罗是怎么总结第一阶段工作的。
The only problem we are having now is both sides of the big painting we are doing, they have similar values and similar strategy as far as brushwork and the approach to it. So what Herman and Joseph are doing is creating a dichotomy between the focal point that is obviously the Flinders Street station versus the right-hand side, where Joseph is working here, even though he's dropping more pigment into it, he tried to diminish that area versus the other one. The other one where we put the darkest darks, look at the building that just Herman did, you see? So we need to create the dynamic, the polarity that art is a necessity, is that contradiction. So we are going darker there on the focal point, a little lighter here. And the next thing, we are pulling the painting together. The next thing we're going to do, the big shadows, then the cars casting shadows within the shadows as well, and all the figures. Joseph is going to do all the figures here. He's very good at it. So that's what we are doing.
Okay, Joe, well, where are you going to take it from here?
听听约瑟夫怎么
Now
说。
we've discussed it a little bit, and we feel we need to unify the painting now. So some of it will have to be softened, like these buildings here. Some of it will have to be strengthened, and of course the next move is detail. So we're just discussing where to put the figures and so forth. But the main objective of doing a piece like this is to unify it. So you don't have this many small paintings together. It has to work as a unit all over. So probably the next half an hour will be spent pulling this together as one piece. Because it's three of us, we've been working on different sections a lot. So now it's time to sort of look at it together as one piece.
不知道你们听了有什么感想？我觉得约瑟夫的话句句切中要害，有一种心里一亮的感觉。
Those buildings are just a little bit too strong and compete too much with what's really the interesting part, which is this church and the street.
Yeah.
So Herman is now softening that up a little bit to give this uniform look. With your eye will just simply travel through the picture without being stopped by these monolithic.
那么这三个诸葛亮能否唱好这一台戏？继续来聆听约瑟夫。
Maybe we can talk about the three positives that we bring into this. Ultra obviously, the stroke man, the strength is just incredible.
Yeah.
Herman is the best designer of paintings I know. There is no one in the world that can put a painting together and make it work the way he can. His design is impeccable. I guess, come in with detail and finesse it. I can do some little things and very fine, refined bits that most people sort of tend to neglect. It's just a little thing of mine, that's all. So, without further ado, let's finish this.
约瑟夫是一个谦虚的人，让人敬佩。又不得不说，在三人行中，约瑟夫是绝对的领导人物。
This one, bluer. That should be bluer. Blue is no good. But all along I'm worried what they're doing. This should be really soft. Yeah, you do that. Yeah, fix it. All right. Speaking of, there's three of us here. So I'm going to start painting us.
画家自己也入画了，从左到右，看看分别是谁。
What about that?
Geez, this paper's lovely to work on.
It is. It's nice.
It's Archer's Rough.
300.
阿尔瓦罗热情的色彩和奔放的笔触，给画面增加了亮色。
So you just sort of just dropping little.
不得不说，在绘画过程中，画家们是存在分歧的。
Let me tell you, this is the easiest step.
He's lying. It's really hard.
The focal point, that is obviously the Flinders Street station,
What's really the interesting part, which is this church and the street.
put the darkest darks. So we are going darker there on the focal point,
So some of it will have to be softened, like these buildings here.
a little lighter here.
Some of it will have to be strengthened.
So what Herman and Joseph are doing is creating a dichotomy between.
It has to work as a unit all over.
So you're just sort of just dropping little bits of colour in here and there.
Yeah, but it's the yellow over there is quite strong,
Yeah.
and the cab.
Yeah.
And then here there was none.
Okay.
So
Putting it together.
just a little bit of
约瑟夫一直在平衡全局，掌控全局。
good as you get.
Joe, what do you think of this? If we spray this, get a few runs.
Yes,
it looks
yes.
a bit chalky.
Do that,
static.
do that.
It's
Yeah, fix it.
Love to see a few runs.
Yeah.
And I don't even mind if they run it down over the bumper
No.
bar. Look at that.
Exactly.
You can spray underneath, so if they get any runs, they'll just disappear. Ah, sorry, mate. Just the best bit
The car's just had an accident.
here. So
Yeah,
if it
so
runs
just-
off, it'll just run off, and you can mop it up.
Yeah, I like that.
So Herman, you just stuck your thumbprint on that there. What's the story with that?
Oh, the reason is I put it on. There's so much happening in this painting, so what we've got to do is we've got to make these three figures that little bit stronger because they're sort of blending in with the background.
I can do that for you, Herman.
Beautiful.
He can do that. Watercolours are not what you put in, but what you leave out. That's it.
看看这三个疯狂的家伙，为我们奉献了一幅多么伟大的作品。好了，如果你喜欢我的影片，欢迎按赞关注，下次再见吧。